spirit whisperers. Good morning, good morning. It is March 4th already. It is a little bit later in the morning than we usually do this. It is 5:56 Eastern Standard Time, so it is a little bit later in the morning. Normally I try to come up no later than 5, but I've been sitting here watching some of the coverage on Nancy Guthrie. I've been flipping through some YouTube channels and listening to what they have been saying and their opinions and the experts that they've brought in and the retired detectives or the retired FBI agents. Very interesting, I will say at the least. I don't know. I want to talk a little bit about my whole purpose of creating this channel. And I guess I probably should have made this one of my intro videos in the beginning, but I wasn't quite sure if I felt comfortable enough doing that. So the whole reason for me doing this channel is, and it holds true, no matter how old we get, we're never too old to learn. And that could be anything: a new job, a new hobby, about yourself, personal growth. And I've been doing a lot of personal growing the last few years. And I know this is probably going to sound really bizarre or ridiculous to most, and that's fine, but I'm just being honest. I wasn't raised to understand or even have boundaries. I was raised in a very strict household, and you didn't question things, you just did as you were told. So there was no such thing as boundaries. I mean, I'm sure there was, they've always been there, but for me, I didn't learn about boundaries and knowing that I was allowed to have them until about 2 years ago. And ever since, I have been practicing and learning and placing my boundaries. And so when I decided to create this channel, and that was the first thing that came to mind: boundaries. And what I mean by that is there are going to be people that aren't going to believe anything I'm saying, aren't going to believe what I'm sharing. And let's face it, there's people out there that don't believe in the spiritual world. They don't believe in empaths or mediums or psychic mediums, they don't believe in any of that stuff. And that's fine. However, there is absolutely nothing that they can tell me to change my mind, for a couple of reasons. About 95% of the homes I've lived in, and I've moved around a lot in my life, have had some sort of haunting. When I was young, I was petrified a lot as a child, and it was because I was born with a gift. Some people look at this as me being a witch or it being sinful, or I am not a witch, number one. And it is not sinful. I was given this gift by God, and I love Him, and I believe in Him, and I talk to Him a lot. So I am a religious person. I grew up in the church. The Bible and God and the church has always been in my life. And so I kind of, and there's no kind of, I do take it personal when people want to make what I do, they want to make it bad. They want to make it, and not a lot of people know. This isn't something that I go around telling people. So for me to do this, it's very scary because I'm sharing a part of me that only very few people in my life know about. And I'm sure I'm going to have people that have been following me through social media for years going, oh my gosh, really? Are you serious? Like, you never said, and it's not something I talk about. So when I come out and tell you what I am, that is a very big deal. We are now progressing into a generation where people feel more comfortable coming forward with things that they're dealing with, whether it's a haunting or whether they have some sort of gift in some way. And it's exactly what that is. It's a gift. God isn't going to give me anything that's bad. He's not going to give me something that is evil. I was born this way. You know, it's not like I plucked it out of the air one day and said, oh, this is what I'm going to do now. That's not how it works. And for a long, about half of my life, I pushed my abilities away because I was scared. I didn't understand it. I never felt alone. I always felt like I was being watched. I always felt like I was being stalked. I was afraid of the dark. I was afraid. It just, and I had a lot of experiences. I've had a lot of haunting experience happen to me. As you guys know, maybe you don't, but if you're new to my channel, I have to get into the habit of saying this because I'm not used to, not that I'm not thankful, because I am. It's just I have to, I gotta find my rhythm here. But I do want to say, if you are new to the channel, thank you for taking the time to check me out and see what I have to offer. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much. My channel, this is a new channel. I've only been doing it now for a couple months, and so it is relevantly new. And so I appreciate all of the love. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate the subscribers. We do have a lot of you that are watching my videos, and subscribe. It's free and it helps channels grow. So this is not easy for me to do this so publicly, because like I said, this is something that I don't talk a lot about. There's, like I said, only my closest friends and loved ones, and of course my children. No. So I'm greatly appreciative for you that have taken the time to visit the channel and go. The community post is open, so you guys have access to the community. And just understand that, yes, you're going to have people that aren't very honest about their abilities. And I don't know why people feel they have to lie. Just be you. Just be who you are. Don't change. The right people are going to like you, and that's all that matters. I've never changed to fit in. I am not one that needs a huge crowd. I am me, and you're going to accept me for whom I am, or you're not. I'm not going to change who I am because it doesn't fit your standard. We all have a tribe. Our vibe attracts our tribes, and we all have them. And so the right people will come along and support me and be part of my tribe. But I will say I don't sugarcoat things. I'm very blunt. I always have been. I'm honest. If you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you what I think you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. But anyway, I'm getting off track. So, you know, this is a gift. And I decided a few months back that I wasn't going to ignore it anymore. And I have to say this. I think by me, I follow a couple paranormal investigating channels here on YouTube. And I think by watching them, it's given me the courage to not keep this beautiful part of me a secret anymore. And I feel also too that the world is more accepting of it. There are still people out there that are not, and that's fine. That's your opinion. But I think with the times changing and the way people look at this now, maybe that's a reason. I don't know. And again, personal growth. I've been learning my personal growth about boundaries and who I am and this, that, and the other. And I think with my personal growth and just watching the world around me, I think that's what has helped me come forward. And not only that, but when you keep getting, let me tell you, being a psychic empath, some people may be like, yeah, right. And then there's going to be some people that are like, oh, that's cool. And then let me tell you, for the people that want to sit there and poo-poo and say, yeah, right, again, your opinion. I'm not here to prove anything to you. I'm here to share a gift with you, and that's all. You either accept it or you don't. That's your choice. For you that are maybe curious and want to learn more about it and are open-minded to it, welcome, and thank you for being open-minded. Thank you for wanting to take the time to understand how it works and what I'm able to do. But as far as coming forth and doing all this and deciding to do this, there's a lot of pull in my world, especially when I have spirits just kind of wanting my attention. And if I don't answer them, they get upset. So it's a gift, but it can also be a little overwhelming. I will say that. But anyway, we have been doing this new app. I've been seeing it being used in some of the investigating channels that I watch, and I like it. We used it. We've used it once already. It's called SPI, S-P-I, and it's almost as if you're texting back and forth. You can have the voice, so it does speak while I'm getting overheated. It does speak. So I had the volume turned down on it the last time because I wasn't sure. Hold on, I'm getting overheated, sorry. I wasn't quite sure how it worked. So I do like it. I like it a lot. Again, like I said, it's like texting with the spirits. It's actually quite cool. It's quite cool. Let me fix you. There you go. Okay. It's one of those days I've been having the last few days. I can't get comfortable. I can't do this. It's horrible. For you that may not know, I also have another channel on here, and it is called Tammy's Journey, My Truth. I became disabled almost 14 years ago. And because of my disability, because of my injury, I developed a incurable disease called CRPS. So I do have another channel if you'd like to follow that as well. But this channel's not for that, so we're not gonna get into that. But anyway, I digress. Just know that my disease and my disability sometimes will affect my memory and my speech. Okay, so I don't want you guys thinking that I'm just kooky old lady who can't speak, or I'm just stupid and dumbfounded and don't know what I'm saying. My disability and my disease affects every part of my body. So, but anyway, I digress with that. So we've been using this app called SPI, S-P-I, and this is what it looks like right there. Let me make sure I have the volume turned down on this because, okay. So, to get back to the Nancy Guthrie case, it's heartbreaking. It truly is. I think it's safe to say that this is going to be turning into a recovery, not a rescue. And it breaks my heart because I've been trying not to go down that road. I've been trying to be positive about it. And the truth is, I feel that she's not been part of the physical world for a few days, for at least a couple weeks, if not more. I don't feel that she lived very long after and we're not even calling it a kidnapping anymore. We are now calling it an abduction. I don't feel like she lived very long once she was abducted from her home. So the last time we used this, I asked her some pretty straightforward questions, yes or no questions. You can find the text messaging from that session in the community post. Just click the community tab and it will take you over to where I do all of our posting. And you are more than welcome to ask questions on there. We have a couple polls over there. So that is open to you. There are a few other questions that I want to ask her that I didn't ask before. And it just breaks my heart. This should not have happened. I don't know, but this is my thing too, okay? There are a lot of layers to this. I feel like the FBI knows a lot more than they're sharing, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. However, when it comes to the LPD, the Tucson, Arizona police, I feel like they're a dog chasing their tail. I really do. You know, we have the sheriff that comes up and he's, you know, saying that they have thousands of vehicles that they're looking into. That, you know, he says a lot, but then we'll backtrack it a lot. So I don't know what to believe when it comes to the sheriff. I'm just being honest, okay? The whole vehicle comment is what I don't understand, because there was no vehicle shown in the video. Now, we've only been shown one video, so I I'm only going off by what I've been shown. They may have the back of the house video where it does show a vehicle, and they're just not willing to share that with us for obvious reasons. I'm curious to know why they were going for a silver, what was it, Road Ranger. Okay, 2 of them. And from what I understand, they've been returned. The people have been cleared. I'm curious to know why they targeted those families. I know that they're getting tips, and I know that they have to take tips seriously. Mind you, there's probably some that they're not, but there's a lot of tips that they're going through. There's a lot of other things that they're looking into, the DNA, from what the sheriff says, there's thousands of vehicles that they're going through. I don't know what to believe when it comes to the sheriff. I just don't. I'm just being honest. If you have any opinions about that, please share them in the comments below. I'm curious to know what you all think. Also, too, I have to say, for the sake of YouTube, these are not facts, these are my opinions. We're going to be using the SPI, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Nancy. And I don't want this case to go cold. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. And there are very few, I check every day for updates. And it just seems like when March 1st hit, and that was 4 days ago? Today's the 4th, right? When March 1st hit, I feel like everybody left. Like they're like, oh, well, the month's over, so we're done talking about this now. No, we need to keep, and I understand, and I think what Savannah did was very brave and very thoughtful. And I understand that there are thousands and thousands of other missing people around the world that need just the amount of, just the same amount of attention and work. Yes, I get it. And yes, I agree. But just because February ended and March began, that doesn't mean that we give up so quickly. Social media, you need to keep talking about it. Even if you don't have experts to come in and sit down with you and do a podcast with you, do it by yourself. Just and for the most part, Ashley Banfield, she will do half and half. She'll get up and she'll give her opinion, and then she'll bring experts on, and that's great. But there's going to come a point in time where you're going to run out of those experts, and then what happens? You don't talk about her anymore? No, we have to keep talking about her. I know that Savannah, their family has put out a reward. It's a family reward, and what that means is the FBI, the LPD are not part of that reward. This is coming directly from their family, of $1 million on top of what the FBI has offered. So what is it, like 1.2, I think, at this point? And she also, 500,000, I think it was, donating to missing and exploited children. And I think that's wonderful because she gets it. She understands that, yes, there are other people out there that are missing and that need the same amount of attention that her mother's getting. We all understand that. We all get it. And I think there have been some criticisms from others out there that have mentioned, well, there's other people out there missing and they're not getting the attention. They are getting the attention. You're just not seeing it. Okay? That is the difference that I need to say, because when I was watching Savannah, the last video she did about the reward and about donating $500,000 to missing and exploited children, I was listening to her, and it's so heartbreaking to listen to her. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest, I was never really a Savannah fan. I watched the Today Show for many, many years, and I watched her from when she became head anchor, you know, and until the present day. And I'm not saying Savannah's a bad person. I don't know her personally, but there are a few things I just don't particularly like. However, I have respect for human life, and I have respect for her. Her and her family are going through a very tragic time right now. Her mother, 84 years old, is gone. And I know what it's like to lose a parent. I know what it's like. And to have your parent missing and not knowing anything, it's tragic for anybody. And yeah, I am supporting her family and Savannah, and I am praying every day, and I am making sure that the world doesn't forget about Nancy. And because I have respect for human life, okay? You don't have to be someone's best friend to respect that. But anyway, so there's just a few things that I want to talk about, and I thought that we would incorporate the SPI and see what it has to say. Okay, so it's loading up. Okay. How come every time I start this, I get a pop? Can you stop? Okay, so before I continue, I want to make sure that I am protecting myself. I am protecting my fur babies, my surroundings. The only thing allowed to communicate with us this morning is pure love, light, love, positivity, hope, all pure and good intentions. Anything negative, dark, or evil, or just right out bad, you are not invited. You are not welcome. Okay. So this is what it looks like when you first turn it on, and then it's just like talking and texting with the spirits. And there's a little microphone that you're going to. Good morning, spirits. Oh, it got the word "to" in there. I'm gonna re-say that. Disclaimer, it's just nicotine. So it listens to what you said, and then it will respond. Or if it doesn't have an answer, it comes back. Crud, what does it say? Something about it just said coffee. Okay, we're gonna turn this up a little bit. And I do have coffee. Yes, I have some coffee in my cup. Do you like coffee? I did turn it up a little bit, so we should be able to hear it speak, because it does have sound. You can have it to where you can hear them answer you. But I like this. This is the second time with us using it. Spirits, we're going to be talking about a little bit about we're going to be talking a little bit about Nancy Guthrie today. We have a few questions to ask her. So it says sometimes. We're going to be I have a few questions. I have some things that I need to speak with Nancy about. And so, spirits, you are more than welcome to join us this morning. However, I am going to ask that you respect my request on letting Nancy come forward when I have any questions pertaining to her. Would that be okay? So let me ask them again. Spirits, you are more than welcome to join us this morning. However, I still have some things that I would like to talk to Nancy about. And so I ask that you respect my request and let Nancy come forward when I have questions pertaining to her, okay? Now it's a long text, so it's listening and it's going to answer me. Again, this is the second time using this. I do like it. And I don't want Nancy to be forgotten. I don't know what it is about her. Ever since I found out that she was missing, I've been being pulled to talk about her. And, you know, spirits know when you have good intentions. Spirits know a lot more than we think. Understood. Thank you. Okay, so we're just going to get into it. We've already been up here 30 minutes. I don't want to... Nancy, are you here with me, dear? Like I said, I don't know what it is about this case, but I've been pulled to be part of it. I can't, maybe. Okay. Whoever answered for Nancy, I need you to please step back and let Nancy come forward. Nancy Guthrie, are you here? Somebody answered for her. They said maybe. We had a very good session the last time that we used this, and I'm hoping that we continue to have a good experience using this app. I'm still gonna very much use the Spirit Talker as well, but I feel like this is more one-on-one, where you know you can give a name to it and you know who you're speaking with. There's just so many unanswered questions. So many. And again, I get it. The FBI, they can't tell us everything. But I feel like a part of me, a small part of me, feels like they are working the case and they're working it tirelessly. And then there's another part of me that feels like we're just going in circles. You know, it's almost as if they are grasping, and any type of, they're grasping at straws, I feel like, especially the LPD. And I mean no disrespect, you know, I believe in the laws, and you know, I believe that, you know, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Let's face it, there are some out there that shouldn't be, and sometimes their heads get bigger than it should. I think sometimes it just says silence. Okay, I am not going to keep the floor open. If you cannot be nice, I have asked you to please respect my request. And I want to speak with Nancy. They were getting snarky. It said silence. Thank you. Okay, so I have to focus so I know what to ask. Okay, even when I'm asking questions, I'm still focusing. So I have the fire going. I use it as a soothing tool to relax me, to get me to focus. Right now, I'm being drawn to ask questions about the vehicle. Again, I'm being shown like a cargo van, like a, maybe not cargo van, well, maybe, it's not like a regular van. It's almost like it has no windows on the sides or anything. I don't even think it has windows on the back, but it's white. It's white in color. I'm seeing a white van. So let me ask her. Nancy, the last conversation we had, I had asked you if a van was involved the night you were taken from your home. Was the color of that van white? I'm seeing white. And it's only showing me like a side and then the back. It's not showing me the front, so I don't know who's in it. It's not showing me that part. I see the side mirror. And I see like where the window would start, but I'm not seeing inside. Well, now I am, but it's not very clear to me. It's dark and all I can see is a silhouette. I see the mask. She answered yes. Okay. Thank you, Nancy. You're doing so good. Nancy, the van that was involved, did it have side windows or back windows? I'm not seeing windows, so I mean, I could just be overlooking them, but I just see white.
No.
She said no. Okay. Again, I'm still seeing the van. Okay. Nancy, the man who took you from your home, was he the man driving the van? I try not to ask yes or no questions, but it's so hard because I guess at this point I'm just trying to clarify what I'm seeing.
No.
No. Okay. Remember the last time we did this, I asked her were there two people involved, and she said yes. Alright, I'm still seeing the van, but I'm also now seeing the garage door. So I'm gonna ask her a question about that. Nancy, on that evening when your son-in-law dropped you off at your home, is it true that you went through the garage door to get into your home? I asked that question because according to the cameras, it picked up.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. You're doing so good, Nancy. I was gonna say because according to the information, it picked up that her garage door did open when she was dropped off. So she went, and I think Nancy was kind of known for getting into her home through the garage. Again, I feel like it was the same person who wrote the ransom was also the person who requested money for information. I feel like because I was being shown a coin and it had a face on both sides, which indicates to me two-faced, which means he was playing two roles, one person playing two people. Okay, we're gonna go back to the garage. Okay, I'm gonna ask her this question. Nancy, did you ever make it into your home that night after your son-in-law dropped you off? Right now I'm still being shown the garage.
No.
Nancy, when you got home that night, was there somebody already inside your home waiting to surprise you? I don't know why I'm being shown the garage. This is like, I mean, it has, I've seen clippets of it prior to my other readings about her, but it's really fixating on the garage right now, which is an indicator to me that is where she entered, and she clarified that that is in fact how she got into her home. But then it showed me her being in the garage but never physically making it into the main house, if that makes sense. I could be wrong. Okay, so she said no. Okay. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, it was, did you ever make it into, okay, she said no. There was nobody inside her home. Okay, so let me ask it this way. Nancy, was there a stranger inside your garage when you entered the garage that night on January 31st? Because it wasn't until the afternoon of February 1st that they found her missing. So it happened, and according to her pacemaker, when it disconnected from her phone and all that, they feel like she was taken between 1 and 2:30 that morning.
Yes.
Oh Lord have mercy. I asked her, Nancy, was there a stranger inside your garage when you entered the garage that night on January 31st? And she said yes. So if I'm correct, Nancy, okay, so let me ask this. So if I'm correct, Nancy, when you entered the garage, there was somebody inside your garage waiting for you. Oh my gosh. Okay, I feel very nauseous right now. Not nauseous, but very anxious. My anxiety just went up a little. I'm feeling it in my throat, the tightness, and a little in my chest. Okay. And see, this is the thing.
Yes.
Okay, so I said, if I'm correct, Nancy, when you entered the garage, there was somebody inside your garage waiting for you. She said yes. Oh, jeez. Okay. My question, though, is how come the garage wasn't detected being opened before her arrival? She took an Uber. She was not picked up. However, I don't know why she would take Ubers when she had like a brand new vehicle. Maybe because she was, I mean, it could be many things why she didn't drive her car that much. Maybe there was something wrong with the vehicle. Maybe it was hard on her to drive herself. It was getting hard on her to drive herself, so she would take Ubers, or her daughter Annie would pick her up. Okay. Nancy, Who was it that drove you home the night of January 31st? I'm trying not to ask so many yes and no's.
Max.
Max. Max. Nancy, who is Max? I don't know if she had, her son-in-law drove her home. I don't know if she had a nickname for her son-in-law. This is getting really interesting, and we're almost at our hour mark. Because I asked the last time. Family. Okay. Like I said, guys, I feel like there's a lot of layers to this whole thing. I feel like I was sitting here, it might even been yesterday, watching. Like I said, I've been following this case since the morning. I woke up, February 1st happens to be my daughter's birthday as well. And I woke up and I was writing birthday out to my daughter on Facebook. And I think that's where I first saw it. It was on Facebook. And I'm like, no way. There's no way. And so I, of course, what I do, I get on YouTube, and sure enough, and then I was watching, I clicked on the Today Show, and I believe they had mentioned something on there as well, and I'm like, this is crazy. I've seen her mother several times. She's been on the Today Show with Savannah. There have been times where Savannah would take trips to Arizona, and they would record her trip to Arizona, you know, just to kind of get a feel of where your head anchors from and her life and how she grew up and all that. Maybe Max was with Tomas. I don't know if they have any kids named Max. Okay, all right. We're gonna skip that for a minute. Okay, so I refocus. Again, I'm seeing the garage door, the van, the garage door. It's got me stuck on that damn garage. Nancy, did something bad happen to you inside the garage? It's just showing me the garage. Why? I don't know who Max is. When I say Max, I don't feel anything. I don't know if there's any relevance there. Why are you showing me the garage? said, Nancy, did something bad happen to you inside the garage? She said, yes. Okay. Also, too, guys, I have been thinking about doing lives. But I think, unless they've changed it, I think you have to have a certain amount of subscribers before you can do lives. Oh my goodness. Okay, so maybe that's why they're fixating on the garage. They keep showing me the garage. So what I'm getting is she did get into the home because there was DA and stuff found inside of the home. Her phone was found there. Again, I was shown a white bed sheet or a white in color blanket. It might not be white, it might just be like a light color, and it's coming to me looking white. It doesn't make sense though, why it would show me. Okay, so if this is in fact correct, why was it showing me the front door being opened for the guy on the porch? It never showed me that Nancy opened it. Of course, her blood was found outside. But I'm not seeing them going out the front door though. I'm seeing the back door. It's showing me the back door, which indicates to me, wait a second, does the back door lead into the garage? Hold on. Nancy, does the back door of your home lead into your garage? Because now it's showing me the back door. It's flashing. It's going from the back door to the front, from the back door to the front. If you hear any licking, it's the cat drinking Bubby's water. No. Okay, so how did he get into the garage? Nancy, do you know how the stranger got into your garage? No. Okay. That's okay, honey. That's okay. You're doing very good, Nancy. Okay. I don't know why. It's just, it's focusing on the garage, and I don't know why. I can only ask questions. I try to focus And whatever it shows me is what I'm asking questions about. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. I'm going to thank the spirits for speaking with me. I'm going to thank Nancy for speaking with me. And then we are going to close out this session. Nancy, thank you so much for speaking with me today. I appreciate that. Spirits, thank you for coming forward, and thank you for allowing Nancy to have the floor. I am going to be closing out this session. Once I close the session out, you are to leave, you are not to stay, you are not to linger. See, I can't predict. Okay, I don't do predictions. I'm not a fortune teller or anything like that. I focus, I get my energy understood. Okay. And we're going to close it out. Okay. I will have the text in the community post, so you can go over there and read what we spoke about. So let me go ahead and close out. Okay. Again, you are not to stay. You are not to linger. You must leave. Thank you. Okay. So, guys, I don't know. I mean, I don't predict what they're going to show me. I share with you what I'm being shown, and take it as you will. Again, for the sake of YouTube, these are not facts. These are my opinions. Go ahead and click that subscribe button if you have not done so yet, and help this little channel of ours grow, and see where we can go with this. Again, this is just something I was born with. I don't, it is what it is. So don't do it. He might bark the school bus. But yeah, click that subscribe button. Click that bell notification so you get notified every time I drop a video. And again, the community post, the community is open, so you can go over there and ask questions if you have maybe you want me to maybe do a reading about something that you want me to look into. But I'm going to stay on Nancy, and I'm going to stay on this until we find her, until we bring her home. The last time I did one was going to be my last, and the more I sit here and think about it, it's like, no, because that would be me being like, okay, the month's over, so we're done talking about it. We won't be done talking about it until she's brought home, where she belongs, with her family and her loved ones. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, and again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will answer them to the best of my ability. All right, guys, so I am sending you all gentle hugs and wishing you a great day, and we will talk again real soon. Until then, ciao for now.